Well, there. Things been happening in the cryptocurrency market since we last spoke, haven't they? Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, crypto market devastation continues. Bitcoin down, Ethereum down, panic across the timeline. Your altcoin bags don't even look. I don't want to look. It's just nasty. Yuck. Those are the fun days in crypto, aren't they? What's wild is we're only at $56,000, $57,000, and everybody's acting like we're at like 10K or something. Yeah. Anyway, nothingness. I do read the comments. Anyway, that being said, let's jump into it, guys. We got a action-packed show today. Lots of great stuff to talk about. Lots of different commentary on the market. What the heck's going on? Why everyone's freaking out? Looking at the charts. We got some good stuff to cover today. And of course, stick around the second half of the show. I'll be answering your questions. So let's do it. Now, first and foremost, as you can probably guess, I forgot to put the screen presentation up. That was not what I was guessing. That was not what I was guessing. Okay, here we go. Round two. All right, there we go. Bada boom. So Bitcoin fear and greed now at 29. I feel like it should be at like 5, considering how much everyone's freaking out right now, man. Conrad says alts are down 90%. Stop talking about Bitcoin. Oh, I know. I've got those altcoins. In fact, I bought some more. What did I buy? I bought some more Arrow. It's down 50% already. Good times. Crypto, man. Anyway, that being said, what is freaking everybody out in the market, why we're talking about Bitcoin specifically, is because the reality is that Bitcoin right now is what's pushing the market, is pushing the fear in the market. Okay, it's driving liquidity in the market, and it's the primary area for panic. Because got to keep it real, guys, right now. The S&P 500, the NASDAQ, they're at freaking all-time highs, man. Oh, but crypto can't catch a break right now, can it? Not even close. Not even close. We're getting smashed because of the fear in the market. Honey Badger saying this is one of the biggest liquidation events since the FTX collapse. That gives you some perspective on the fear, relative fear, and the importance of the move right now in the market. German government transferred another 3,000 Bitcoin, $174 million out again over to Bitstamp, Coinbase, and Kraken. So there you go. They right now have about 40,000 Bitcoin. Now, what's very interesting is that the amount of Bitcoin that like the German government is selling, it's relatively insignificant. It really is. I mean, guys, come on. Like, there are tens of billions of dollars a day in volume. Okay. Crazy stuff. Okay. Huge volume every day in this market. Oh, 3,000 Bitcoin. That's going to end the Bitcoin market. It's the fear in the market right now. This is, I often think that, especially with these kind of stories, that the bark is worse than the bite, and everybody freaks out. And they're like, oh my gosh, I see some giant Rottweiler is going to come and eat me. No, it's just a Chihuahua with some Bitcoin selling it. It's not that big of a deal, but the overreaction by the market. Of course, we have a lot of stuff going on. I understand why people are freaking out right now, especially if people are newer to the market cycle, right? You got Germany selling, you got the USA selling, you got Mt. Gox, which is going to be like this giant wild card. A lot of fear, again, on the timeline. Hey, by the way, I have no idea if Justin Sun will actually do this or if he's just, doing it for a bit of attention, but pretty funny nevertheless. He said, I'm willing to negotiate with the German government to purchase all the Bitcoin off market in order to minimize the impact on the market. Now, someone get the Germans on the phone. Justin does have the money. He has the money to do that. He is one of the richest people in crypto. And why wouldn't he buy some sweet Bitcoin for mid 50s or whatever it's going to do, Be a great move. He'll flip it later for 100 and he'll turn his 2.5 billion into 5 billion. Because that's what Justin Sun does. He's got huge money, and he can move around a little bit of that huge stack of money to make huge stacks of more money. It's crazy stuff. You see some of the stuff this guy does, farming protocols with like 200,000 Ethereum and stuff like this. Pretty crazy. Anyway, that's Justin. Don't know if he's actually going to do it. Don't know if the Germans will pick up the phone if he calls, but it's still pretty cool. Don Alt saying this whole narrative of the German government is making this market nuke is funny, but it's not entirely accurate. If Bitcoin was strong, it wouldn't give a crap about a few sells amidst the S&P 500 all-time highs. It's just not, and that's why we're going down. And to an extent, that's true. The market is just freaking out right now. In theory, absorbing some Bitcoin from the German government should not be a problem at all. Like, why is everyone freaking out? It's really not that much Bitcoin. It isn't. It isn't. Come on. But people freak out nevertheless. And even the Mt. Gox Bitcoin, So this guy reporting Mt. Gox activating their wallets finally for repayments. We saw 47,000 Bitcoin move from cold storage to a new wallet for Mt. Gox here. But again, you have to keep in mind, even with the Mt. Gox story, which has been, is a widely misunderstood story. Okay, let's just say whatever Bitcoin gets back in people's hands, it's not all going to happen at once. It's going to happen over months. It's not all going to be sold. In fact, a lot of these people, now look, some people sold their claims and the claims were sold to venture funds that might dump all that Bitcoin that they got the claims for. Okay. But there's a lot of OGs who kept their claims. They've been holding on for 10 years. And guess what? It's not like Mt. Gox collapsed and they never bought another penny of Bitcoin ever again. I mean, that's probably like one guy. But for the most part, I imagine that a lot of the old OGs from back in the day, the OG whales from the early Bitcoin days, yeah, they lost a Bitcoin Mt. Gox and they got up the next day and they went and bought some more. And then they bought some more and then they bought some more. And so when they get whatever they get back from Mt. Gox is going to be quite small, of course, anyway, compared to their overall stacks. Anyway, Cassian says Germany and Mt. Gox were the pins that pricked the bubble. To an extent, yeah. Although it's frustrating because, again, the index funds are both at all-time highs right now. There's plenty of risk-on attitude in the market right now. It's surprising that a little more of that hasn't flown into Bitcoin. I mean, my goodness gracious, guys, we have Ethereum ETFs coming up any day now, and this is how the market's acting. What's interesting, too, and I know, guys, I know the markets are all correlated and that Bitcoin's the tip of the liquidity spear and that when liquidity exits from Bitcoin, everything goes down, liquidity goes into Bitcoin, everything goes, I know, but still, just a bit of perspective, how absurd everything is. Everybody's losing their minds and they're dumping their altcoins and all that stuff. You know that Germany and America and Mt. Gox, they only have Bitcoin. Okay, Mt. Gox has Bitcoin Cash too, but they only have Bitcoin. There's no Solana. They don't have any Ethereum. They don't have any Avalanche. They don't have any of your meme coins. And yet the streets run red with blood. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy when you think about it. Will here saying the flip side of the panic around Mt. Gox, Germany, Silk Road, Bitcoin, that's the US Bitcoin, coming out of the market is that late Q3, Q4 with seasonality, elections coming up, liquidity presumably on crypto side. Liquidity is looking for a massive move upwards, as we've been discussing. There will no longer be supply overhangs that have been looming over the market for years. And this is absolutely true. Once we get this out, then fantastic. Hey, Joe, just I see this. I'd want to set the record straight here for Joe over here. Joe, as I don't know if you have looked much into it. So yes, I have done and probably will continue to do educational content for Polkadot through the Lunar Strategy Marketing Agency. All that has been 100% transparent, thanks to Polkadot for sponsoring today's stream or hashtag ad on the Twitter posts. It's all been educational content. We're not pumping the coin. We're not saying run out and buy Polkadot right now or anything like that. No. Educational content, educating people about the blockchain. And that is totally fine. That's totally fine. I don't know why you think that's not okay. Well, we addressed this the other day, but I think it's worth addressing again. I don't know why people think that's not okay, but it's okay. It's okay for influencers to help protocols raise awareness and education about what they're doing with their brands. If that's a problem for you, don't know what to tell you, man. Don't know what to tell you. I guess as a Facebook comment, go enjoy more ads on Facebook. I don't know, man. Anyway, we're getting off topic there, but I saw that. I wanted to address it because someone brought that up the other day. And in case you didn't hear my response to that the other day, nothing wrong with people doing transparent, totally disclosed marketing. Okay. Now, anyway, I think that Will's completely correct here that we are going to see Q3, Q4, once we get this initial fear over with, and I know the charts are looking rough right now, guys, and we might still have, prices go down farther. Okay. So there's that. We'll talk about that in a second. But at some point, this will pass. Germany will run out of Bitcoin, and the Mt. Gox FUD will be over, and all that kind of stuff. Yep. And then markets will move again. Okay. Now, let's talk about the price of Bitcoin. It's getting pretty rough out here, guys. It's getting pretty rough out here. Now, yeah, right now, we are hanging on by a thread to any kind of significantly bullish narrative that we come up with, okay? So you can see right now, just zoom in right here. You can see right now, price of Bitcoin came down yesterday to 56,700. We've just come down a little bit lower than that, 56,600. Market's still very panicky, very fragile, okay? Okay? So that matches up with our low from back in May. So we found support in this area so far. A lot of supports have been ripped through with that kind of fear in the market right now. All bets are off to some extent. Now, does that mean I'm running out and selling? No, I'm just holding my bags. And also, I'm not actually buying very much right now. Feeling relatively tapped out currently, so I don't want to, go and take any loans or anything like that in order to try to get more. I'm okay right now. I'm deep in, guys. I'm balls deep here, and I'm okay with that. Not buying, not selling right now. If I had more cash on hand, I'd probably be buying some right now. Not financial advice. Obviously, you guys have to make your own decisions because we could still go lower, okay? The next major area of interest right here is $52,000 right here. Now, that's not the strongest area, I would say. It's not the strongest area, all right? You want to look for a really strong area, 42, 43, 44K down here. I'm not saying we're definitely going to go down there, okay? I'm not. Could. Right now, I'm feeling like, man, we've had so much bearishness, so many liquidations. Fred saying, you're not holding Spotlark, stop lying, you sold it all. Okay, Fred. Okay, buddy. Why would I lie about such a thing? Why would I lie about such a thing, guys? If I sold it all, I would tell you I sold it all. Okay? Why would I not? Be a great video. I'm sure it'd be a controversial one. But no, I'm still holding. You can call me a dumbass for that if you want to, but I've been through enough crazy in the markets that I'm okay. I'm okay, guys. It's fine. I don't mind. I'm not saying that's what you should be doing. That's not an advice for you to buy, sell, or hold any cryptocurrencies. Okay, but I am balls deep in here, guys. So, I'm riding it with you. Okay, I've got a significant proportion of my net worth on the line at all times in the cryptocurrency market. So just keep that in mind. All right. Anyway, that being said, we do have another oversold reading on the RSI daily here for Bitcoin. Now, again, those tend to be buy signals in the market. But that being said, we've just tapped into it a little bit. It can always go lower. Okay. So what is really showing is that entering the market now, and again, not telling you guys what to do, right? You got to make your own decisions about buying, selling, holding, all that kind of stuff, okay? Just that historically, buying on these oversold RSI readings have been a value time to do that. And I'm not buying right now because, like I said, I'm pretty low on chips at the moment. I guess, I could sell some stocks or something, but I don't want to. I'm good. I'm balls deep here, guys. But historically, buying on these oversold RSI readings have been pretty good times to be accumulating more. Now, if you believe the market cycle's over and we're entering the new mega bear market and it's all going to zero and going down to 20K and stuff like that, then now's a terrible time to buy. If you think that this is just more sideways action and that this is a big fear event, and when this fear is over and when the overhang washes itself out, that markets are going to pump again because everything else is remaining relatively bullish, then you can make that decision too. Let's go on to this one. This is an interesting one I want to share with you. So this is Il Crypto Prof here. I should take myself off of the screen. You see the whole thing there. He says, it looks like we're currently going to experience the true spring event of a Wyckoff reaccumulation model. Now, that would be interesting. That would be interesting. It's perspective, right? Look, for every bearish chart you're going to find, everybody losing their minds on your timeline, you will find stuff like this. And that's pretty interesting. If we are going to really get a Wyckoff spring, if we've had enough liquidations, if we've had enough pain, if we've had enough fear, and this is our Wyckoff reaccumulation spring, then, hey, you never know. Maybe we will still get a bullish July. Maybe. It's not looking like that right now. But things can change very quickly in these markets, as you know, and the sort of general panic on the timeline and the negative sentiment, I hate to say it, tends to go hand in hand with lower points, let's say, in the market. LJ here sharing another pretty similar one, saying we've seen this before. Market structure looking relatively similar to what we saw, for example, back at the end of 23, start of 24. So there you go. That's interesting. Could be. We finally get up to our 90, 100K target by the end of the year sometime, probably. I know what you're thinking. Like, hey, Lark, weren't we talking about Standard Charters saying we're going to like 100K by the end of August? Well, yeah, that was a prediction, wasn't it? And like I was saying, at the time, we have a lot of fear in the market. We have all this sort of FUD coming in from these Bitcoin sells and stuff like that. Here's one from Titan of Crypto. Again, sharing some interesting chart ideas here. Bitcoin forming a local bottom potentially. We don't want to see the price go much lower for a chart like this to have any sort of validity, right? You want to see us not going much below sort of 56, 55. Otherwise, that invalidates a chart like this. That being said, though, that would be interesting if that played out, wouldn't it? Sure would be. On the weekly chart looking pretty ugly right now, unless we get a decent bounce through the weekend, which weekends tend to be even rougher times in the market. So, strap in. We got some turbulence, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure your seatbelts are fastened. MACD on the weekly still trending down with no turnover in sight. So we'll keep an eye on that. Might be a long way for that to still grind before we get a turnover. Hey, real quick, I know, guys, market right now is feeling a bit rough, okay? However, you know what's even rougher? Getting screwed on taxes. So if you want to have a tax-free crypto trading experience for when you do make profits, not today, maybe for when you are making profits and you want to not get, whacked hard by the tax man for that, then you might want to look into iTrust Capital, because you bring over your existing IRA, roll over your 401k or other three-number retirement plan. You can come over here, do 100 trades, 1,000 trades, whatever, all your favorite coins. They have Solana, they have Dogecoin, they have Bitcoin, they have Ethereum, they have all the top coins over here. You can do trades 365 days a year, 24/7. Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF products, only trade Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, excluding bank holidays. Also, you can get gold and silver via their partnership with Kitco, the real deal stuff. And you can do in-kind withdrawals on iTrust in the future as well if you want to take that Bitcoin and put it into your wallet, which is pretty gosh darn cool. If you want to learn more about what iTrust is doing or claim your $100 sign-up bonus, link in the description. Go check it out. Okay. Thanks again to iTrust for sponsoring today's stream. So, Credible Crypto, share another chart here. Said we are ranging after a 30K plus move to the upside. This is still bull territory on the higher time frames. Make no mistake about it. That's a very similar chart to the Titan of Crypto chart here that we saw. Be curious to see how much downside there's still in the market. Okay, still a lot of fear. Prices hitting a new low right now for this cycling up here. 52K, I think, still remains a relevant area to watch. So worth keeping in mind. What's crazy too, Trader Cause pointing this one out, and it's so nuts, actually, when you think about it. Ethereum has now completely retraced the ETH ETF hype pump. Think of how crazy it is. And the ETH ETFs are still coming, by the way. This was just the news being announced. Mega pump goes crazy. And then here we are just waiting around for the actual listing of those ETF products. When they come out, that could be a nice catalyst for the market to go higher. We shall see. We shall see. Victor here is saying, we've basically retraced the whole ETH move, the whole ETF move up on ETH, exactly like what happened on Bitcoin during the summer of 23. Then Bitcoin had one very last tiny sweep of the lows, and then never revisited them again. Again, pretty similar chart here. You can now buy ETH at the same price as it was when 90% of the market thought there would be no ETH ETF in the coming months. He said, looks like a good buying opportunity. Obviously not financial advice. He said, the Germans are selling their coins. We're close to max fear. On the other hand, the risk is that we cleanly break down to this range on BTC and revisit the low 50s. As usual, make yourself unliquidatable. That's right. Careful, guys. Careful. Careful. Okay? Lots of danger out there in the market. You know, Ethereum now closed under the 200-day EMA. You know, Bitcoin's been looking pretty rough here as well. Let's get a few of these things off the chart here, you know. Bitcoin has closed a daily candle here. Let's just take this in a little bit so you can see it more. We've closed that daily candle yesterday under the 200-day exponential moving average, under the 200-day simple moving average. We are not even close right now to the 100-day, which was rejected. Nice, fat, clean rejection there, isn't it? And looks like the 50 and the 100 are about to put in a bear cross. So again, lots of danger remains in the market, but times of extreme panic, extreme fear, again, they're unique times in the market, and they tend to mark moments when there is opportunity. I'm not saying to buy, right? I'm not buying right now because I'm down on chips, right? I'm basically fully allocated at the moment. But such times historically have been like that. Ice Bag saying, this is because you guys promoted broke ass rappers. We deserve to be punished for our sins. S&P 500 all-time high, Bitcoin getting slaughtered, along with the rest of the cryptocurrency markets, of course. TXMC saying, what if everyone saw BTC hitting all-time high before the halving as a sign of a mega cycle incoming? But what if it was more like an overzealous retracement that can't break into expansion the same way that alts did in TradFi? We're going to share some contrarian takes here. I don't necessarily agree with all this. Okay, I'm just sharing some takes here for you. He said, despite the NASDAQ and Dow Jones breaking out last December 8 months ago, many signs of a different kind of bull run have been there all along, but they were waved away because the price was going up. Yeah, this time is different, but I mean, it's quite literally is in numerous ways, but this isn't 2021 or 2017. The last bear market for crypto was essentially the great financial crisis, except there was no bailout. The whole Ponzi lending edifice collapsed and many thieves with it. When the GFC hit in 2008, the US economy wasn't the same ever again, and the markets took almost 6 years to recover. Why can't crypto have a longer hangover too? It can, and it's potentially having it now. Maybe that's the secret with Bitcoin's price structure so closely resembling 2019, with the lone exception of reaching an all-time high. Maybe that's why Bitcoin is distributed beneath the prior high for 4 months, longer than ever before, while many alts gave up their entire year-to-date gains and more. True. Ali sharing this chart here. Again, we're sharing some contrarian takes here. I guess maybe it's not so contrarian in the current market situation. He said, in this cycle, we've witnessed the approval of Bitcoin ETFs, meme coin mania, celebrities launching their own altcoins. But what if that was it? What if we've already hit euphoria and now we're feeling complacent, thinking we just need to cool off for the next rally? What if that was it? What if it's over? What if it's over? That is an interesting thought. And I'm not sure it's one that I completely agree with. You know, think about all the things that we have coming in the market still. You know, we still have massive liquidity going up for global markets. We have the indexes raging. We have ETH ETFs coming, Solana ETFs probably coming in the not so distant future. In fact, we now have a rumor that BlackRock may apply for a Solana ETF soon. I don't know who started that rumor, but there's a rumor going around that could be the case. We have, once we get over this, right? once we get over this fear from Germany and the Silk Road Bitcoin and from the Mt. Gox Bitcoin, which is significant, right? A significant fear event in the market, a significant financial event in the market. Okay. Once we get over that, all right. Once we get over that, then I feel like we've got some runway, right, to have some exciting things happen in the market. We shall see, though. We shall see. I mean, look, it's important to take in those contrarian takes and to think, you know, what if, you know, things really do go down? What if we have become complacent and we're entering the new bear market and there won't be another bull market for crypto for 4 years? You know, what are we at right now? 56,347 for Bitcoin. We'll zoom in on this one here. There we go. Yesterday's lows taken out. We're going lower. 56,250 right now. That is pretty rough. Pretty rough out here, guys. Crypto Distilled sharing more possible complacency signals. Assumption that Mt. Gox is priced in. Perhaps it is not. Bullish because GCR is bullish. It's a famous dude who made a bunch of money last cycle. Confusing low volatility for stability, assuming low retail interest equals early, expecting alts to behave like 17 or 21. Ignoring the potential double top for Bitcoin on the monthly, ignoring loss of 3 months support at 58K, USDT market cap growth slowing heavily, ignoring weak correlation with stocks, alt Bitcoin pairs in bear markets, ignoring chance of a Bitcoin supercycle, rationalizing excess altcoin speculation with meme coin supercycle, refusing to accept this cycle as different, old pattern signals are less effective, institutional bull run cleansing speculative junk, revival of fundamentals. Complacency also applies to local time frames. Interpret based on your own thesis. Crypto success often boils down to a battle between our patience and our emotions. There isn't always a clear trade to take. Both bears and bulls get punished. Looking ahead, here are some events that could bring fresh impetus into crypto. U.S. elections, U.S. inauguration, Fed rate cuts, ETH ETF inflows, positive SEC news, breakout consumer apps like Polymarket, for example, more adoption for Bitcoin as a treasury asset, sovereign wealth funds diversifying into Bitcoin. As always, just an opinion, he says. So, interesting food for thought, right? Interesting food for thought. Again, not saying any of that is the most likely scenario. Is this just a giant bear trap or is this the end? Let me know what you guys think. Is this the final shakeout before our next leg up? Standard Chartered right? Is Tom Lee right? Are we going to have a massive Q3, Q4 end, or is this it? Are these contrarian takes that, yeah, double tops in, it's going to zero now, or this is and that double top. The price target of that double top's like 30K or something like that. So it's going down if that's to be believed, right? Anyway, just, be ready. Try to keep a bit of sanity during these tough times in the market. I know it can be challenging psychologically to be here, to be doing this, to watch your altcoins getting just destructed. I get it, guys. I'm there with you, okay? I'm there with you. I've deployed a lot of capital this year, and we'll see how it goes. I always think it's either going crazy or it's going to go to zero. We hope it doesn't go to zero, but sometimes it does. That's crypto. Anyway, cheers to that. Let's do some questions. What do you guys want to talk about? I guess the price of Bitcoin. 55K is here. What are we at right now? Oh, boy. 56,051. Here, we'll throw that up there in the background while we're hanging out chatting. There we go. Down to 55K, guys. That's brutal. It's getting wrecked right now. Look at that. Fantastic. Bummer says it's barely 3 months after the halving. If this goes back down to 30K or lower and bears till the next halving, then this is the shortest bull market ever. Yeah. I mean, you got to really think about perspective, right? I mean, we have all this fear stuff in the market right now. But guys, the halving was just a couple months ago. Like, look back at previous cycles. There's always massive volatility. And I know we have these unique sell events right now. We have the German Bitcoin. We have the US Bitcoin. We have the Mt. Gox Bitcoin. Okay. I get it. Cassian says, my portfolio is down 50% already from the top. I've learned to live with that type of decline. I no longer let it stress me out. Yeah, tell me you've been in crypto for a while without telling me you've been in crypto for a while. Holy cow. What goes down always comes back up. Lark, I still want to believe we're in a bull market. What's the chance, your gut feeling, that we aren't anymore? I still believe that we are in a bull market, that this is a unique selling event right now that will be washed out. At some point, the fear will get washed out. The selling will get washed out. How low that takes us is anybody's guess. I know everybody's running to try and say, oh, the bottom's in, the bottom's in, the bottom's in, the bottom's in. Let's wait and see a confirmation for when the bottom's in, okay? Could get worse before it gets better, so just be patient. Be patient. You don't have to perfectly time the bottom. You can wait for a reversal to happen. When will you take profit? Well, I've done a few videos on the profit-taking plan, so that's still going to be in effect. Hopefully, of course, we get the market conditions for that to happen. I believe that we will. Ooh, Javier says, this is just a bear market retrace. It was never a bull market. This was our bear market rally. I don't think so, but interesting take. Wherever there's a scared seller, there's a happy buyer. And my guess is that when all the dust settles, we'll find that a lot of whales have added a lot of Bitcoin. ETFs and mass adoption are supposed to stabilize volatility. So much for that theory. I don't think you get stability, quote unquote, for Bitcoin until you have like a 10 trillion plus market cap, something like the market cap of gold. Even then, it'll still be a very volatile asset, in my opinion. Lark, if you're 4,500 down from 23K, totally invested mainly Ethereum, Bitcoin, and alts, what are you doing in my situation? I mean, like I said, again, me, not you. I can't tell you what to do with your money, man. I don't know what your plan was when you bought. I don't know what your risk tolerance was. I don't know if $2,300 is a lot of money or $22,000 is a lot of money for you or not. All these kind of things. Like I said, I am not buying anything more at the moment, mainly because I'm just like balls deep already. But I'm also not rushing and panic selling anything either. So Splendid Wonders 8857 says panic buy. Sue says, I think the left translated cycle theory had a lot to do with the sell-off. Too many people got scared. Maybe. I mean, if you look at everything we know about market cycles, and history does not repeat. It just kind of rhymes sometimes. You hope that it rhymes enough. Everything that we're getting right now would seem to indicate that this is not the end. This is not the end. That there will be, once we get over this event, we'll have a new rally in the market because all the factors are there for that to happen. Look at stocks. Whales drown if they don't come up for air. Amen to that. I'm editing my limit order, 51K, 49K. 52K is an interesting area. Will it go beyond that? I don't know. We'll see. 48K bottom incoming. Could be. Could be. Peace out, Bicklow. Peace out, man. Yeah, Mike, very good sentiment. When you're on top, you think it'll never end. When you're in the gutter, you think you'll never get out. Amen to that. Amen to that. And I feel like, honestly, the current sentiment in the market feels like it's crazy because I feel like it's been trying 4 months. We're all getting excited, like, oh, markets are recovering, things are going good. And hey, I mean, for perspective, Bitcoin's still at $55,000, right? We were at like $15,000 this time last year, or maybe $20,000. So we're not doing too bad from that perspective, right? Just all of our altcoins are savage beyond belief. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . Where's next support for Solana? Don't know. ETH's down 10%. Oh boy, yeah, ETH getting savage too, huh? Yikes. Where do we get down to? $2,800. Markets are rough right now. Very rough. It's over. Sell it. Dave says, trust me, people are buying. Oh, yeah, they are. Oh, yeah, they are. Jesse Oro, it's over. Don't people usually beg for these prices? Then when they happen, they're scared to buy. Yep. It's true. It's true. Always in hindsight, huh? And I'm sure in a few months' time, everybody go, if only I'd bought back then. Iggy says this is a coordinated attack to shake out retail. People selling all this Bitcoin to pay for the fireworks lit tonight in America. God bless America. There you go. Lark, if I have 5 Bitcoin, 50 ETH, and 100,000 Cardano, would I be set for life? I have no idea what set for life would mean to you, my man. Is that, it's certainly going to be a good sum of money in a few years. Is that set for life money? All depends on what kind of life you want to live, how old you are. If you're 20, you're going to need probably a little bit more than that. If you're 60, it might be an interesting amount of money to, live off of for the years. What is your Bitcoin price prediction for July? I have no idea. Let's see what plays out here over the next few days. I think we got a lot of fear in the market, and that we have a lot of selling into fear where people are afraid to buy. If markets were feeling more bullish, again, the sell pressure from these entities wouldn't really matter all that much. But the fact is, people are afraid to buy right now. I saw that today. Unburdened. We're not unburdened by what has been or whatever. I saw that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. If you were buying a year ago, you'd know this is a bull market hiccup. Pay attention to the next cycle, please. It always rhymes. True. True. Knives are dropping. Yeah, it's getting pretty rough out there, especially for altcoins, man. What advice do you have for people who are tempted to trade instead of holding spot? If you're tempted to trade, just be patient. You need to go slow. Don't risk a lot of money. Try and figure out the mechanics, your system, what's going to work for you. Are you trading on mover averages? Are you support resistance levels? What's your system for trading? And then adjust risk accordingly. Don't go all in on trades and stuff like that. But probably don't try to day trade. It's more stress than you need. If you're going to be trading, and just keep it chill, man. Keep it chill to some extent, right? You can just, do some simple swing trades. When you see big sell-offs in the market, just try to keep it chill, 54K is the TA support range going back to Jan 23. Yeah, that's what we got here. This sort of area right in here. I mean, 54 is right. 53 is kind of right at the top. But if you, this kind of is range here, anywhere between 50 at the bottom and say around 52 or something in the middle there. This is when you mortgage your house and buy now. Well, it's nice to have a house to live in case the markets go against. Remember, guys, markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent, and it's nice to have a house, okay? This sucks, Lark. I'm going to zero. I'm going to ride. It's going, or I'm going to ride my bags in the depths of hell. Yeah, I know the feeling. I know the feeling. Lark, I'm buying render right now. I feel like we're at a good sale price. Thoughts? I feel like at the moment, personal opinion, not financial advice, obviously. At the moment, there's a lot of unpredictability in the market, right? Obviously. Look at the big price Bitcoin right now, $55,000. What happens over the weekend when volumes tend to drop anyway? Who knows? Altcoins will bleed heavier than Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin bleeds out down to 52K, then there will be better buying opportunities for a lot of altcoins in that situation. Again, remember, this is a market-wide panic event right now. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's losing their minds at the moment, okay? So you got to be careful. Do I buy at 55K or not? I have no idea, Evan. I have no idea, man. I don't know what your risk parameters are, what your thoughts are, all this kind of stuff. I mean, right now it's basically a falling knife. Generally, probably want to wait until some kind of strength is reestablished in the markets, and that you may not time the Pico bottom, but you might be better off waiting for some confirmation that we're nearing a bottom or at least some kind of temporary rally in the market. And look at this, we're just down in 4 days from $64,000 to about 55 now, probably soon 54, the way it's going at the moment. So pretty rough times in the markets currently. Jennifer says, no, this isn't a bear market for Bitcoin. Lark is just as scared as us. I wouldn't say I'm scared, but I don't love the current price action. It's not great, is it? You know, it's I want everybody to be winning. Of course, we want our altcoin bags to be doing great and all that kind of stuff. You know, if crypto went to zero tomorrow, I would be fine. But I don't want that to happen, right? And I want everybody to be winning out here. I want everybody to make money. And, you know, when I see all the comments about people losing money, I don't like that, man. I hate it. I hate to see it. I want you guys to win. I want you guys to make money. And I know that people are out here, they're capitulating, you know, and I know I see some good comments here too. People have the right sort of mindset. Holy crap, there's great sales on all this sort of stuff. Just be careful trying to catch those falling knives, guys. But yeah, I don't like seeing it, man. I don't like seeing this kind of sentiment in the market. I know people are hurting, and I don't like that at all. It sucks. Misha says, do you recommend selling Bitcoin now or waiting until the bull market arrives? Look, again, I can't tell you what to do with your Bitcoin. I'm not selling my Bitcoin, but that's me. I'm not you. I'm not you. I can't tell you what to do with your Bitcoin, right? And it really depends on, you know, what was, I mean, now you're selling and out of fear, right? Fear it's going to go lower and all that kind of stuff. Sure. You know, are you up on your Bitcoin? Did you buy Bitcoin at 20K and you're up a whole bunch? You need money for something in the real world or something, for example, maybe that's a good reason to sell, even despite the current price. But generally, it's fear and panic that sets into people, right? Price has gone down dramatically this week, obviously, and there's a lot of fear that's going to go a lot lower because of Germany selling Mt. Gox and Silk Road Bitcoin, all that kind of stuff. I get it. I get it. You know, and people are now saying, well, the bear market's here, bull market's over. There never was a bull market. This is all an illusion, an aberration, a big joke. I don't agree with those sentiments. And again, I'm not buying or selling right now. If I had a bunch of extra cash sitting around, I'd probably buy something. And I don't want to take any sort of more loans versus my collateral. Just it's not worth it at this point. But yeah, ask yourself the question: if you're going to sell now, would you be selling out of fear or be selling because you have a reason to be doing that? And you know, what do you think is going to happen with the markets in the future? Do you think the bull market's coming back, or is this the entrance of a new bear market and Bitcoin's going to 20K or something like that? You know, so these are questions you need to answer for yourself. I know there's a lot of people trying to convince everybody that of one way or the other, but really nobody has a crystal ball. My personal opinion is that this will blow over. We will find new peaks for the market probably later in the year. It might take a while to recover from the damages being done right now, but that we will recover from that. And You guys, I was talking to my wife about this. It's pretty interesting. Remember back in 2021, we went down 50 freaking percent, and then we went on to new all-time highs later in the year. So anyway, I think a lot of selling will happen during this. A lot of capitulation will happen. And, to an extent for Bitcoin specifically, unless we see a much deeper sell-off, we're not even that crazy into the sell-off here. What's our current price down from all-time highs here? We are 25% down from the all-time high, which is totally normal, but I get it. Your altcoin bags are down 60, 70, 80, 90%, some of them. It's been unbelievable for altcoins, and I'm holding some of those altcoins. Should I have sold? Yeah, maybe some of them, probably, whatever. We'll see some of them recover. Some will go to zero. That's the way it goes. NFL Ransom says this is the time to buy. Why are you guys panicking? Is XRP good? Yeah, I just do not think very much about XRP, man. I just don't. It's not a coin that I spend a lot of time thinking about or worrying about or paying attention to. Lark, what are your thoughts on the influence the new UK government massively raising capital gains tax will have on the markets? We're expecting to see 40 to 50% tax regardless of your bags. Ouch. Who voted for that? Holy crap. Guess more people are going to leave the UK, huh? I saw a map the other day. The UK is one of those places that has been losing a lot of millionaires to places like Dubai and other places. Is this the equivalent of the modern COVID crash? This is nothing like that. If you were here on COVID crash day, it really seemed like Bitcoin is going to zero. We were down 50% in a day. The charts were just going straight down. This is baby stuff right now. Because even the smartest people in the market, they understand that this Bitcoin, it'll be sold at some point, and this overhang from the market will sort itself out, and then everything will be okay. That's what the whales, they know that. They know that this Bitcoin's not going to be being sold on the market in perpetuity forever. No, it's a sell-off event. And the fear actually of the sell-off event is worse than the actual sell-off itself. This is all fear-driven right now. Because again, the reality is the market has the ability to absorb $150 million of Bitcoin from Germany. It does. Come on. That's one day of Bitcoin ETF inflows, but everybody's freaking out. People are afraid, right? And that fear is what drives the market right now. Satoshi didn't create Bitcoin for weak hands. Hedera, don't think about it. MAGA meme coin, don't know anything about it. Mt. Gox just moved some coins. Yeah, we saw that. They moved it to they haven't sold them, by the way. They have moved them to from their cold storage to I guess a hot wallet or just a different wallet. Anyway, this Bitcoin chart's like a Biden speech. It's just stuttering, man. It's just stuttering. That's all. Jennifer says, I'm not selling. I don't get it. Hey, you don't have to sell. And this is the thing about these kind of events is if you believe, and not telling you what to believe, but if you believe that the best days for the market are still ahead of it, whether that takes weeks, months to play out, then you don't need to sell. If you believe that, you know what, that's a double top, this is all over. I know it's only 2 months post Bitcoin halving, but this cycle is going to be different. Something this, something that, recession, JP Morgan, whatever. It's all going to go to zero. You know what? Maybe you're right. I don't know the future. All I have is my thesis, everything that I've been discussing. I have not seen an adequate enough of major signals that the whole cycle's over. The liquidity is rising globally, all this kind of stuff. And we have Bitcoin ETFs, we have Ethereum ETFs hitting the market in probably a few days. Solana ETFs probably not so far after that. I mean, that's my thoughts anyway. But I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. I'm just sharing my opinions, guys. We're talking crypto. We're having a good time. At the end of the day, the only person sitting there with you for the buy and sell button is you. Are you an ICP Maxi? No. No, not even close. Sonny, yes, no one has lost money in Bitcoin holding for a minimum of 4 years. Amen to that. Amen to that. Just sell in 2040 and don't think about what's happening. Yeah, well, that's it. You wait till 2040. That's going to be, yeah, probably a bull market year if we keep on the 4-year cycles. A lot of people are saying that the Telegram Open Network is a gem in the market. Do you agree? Well, it's certainly interesting. A very big market cap now, very big market cap. So you have to keep that in mind. There's limited upside, right? But I was thinking about this one the other day. It's like, damn, Telegram Open Network, they're doing some interesting stuff. And the thesis for like their mini games, which are very popular, popping off right now, all that kind of stuff. I can see that. I can see people getting excited about that kind of stuff. Let me see here. Eric saying that Bitcoin hit an all-time high before the halving. It did, and that to an extent. Was Eric saying that? To an extent, that's true. We did see it hit a new all-time high before the halving, and a lot of people are, well, that's just broken the market structure. Everything's gonna be different this time. And yeah, it's a new event in the market, and it has to an extent, changed the way things are. But I don't think that it's significantly changed things in the sense that we're not going to 74K is the all-time high for Bitcoin. We're never going higher, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I personally do not believe that 74K is the top price for this market cycle. I think we will go much higher. Okay. That's my opinion. Omar says 51K is the next level if it doesn't linger around here. Yeah, a lot of that 52K area, man. A lot of people are talking about right now is the 51, 52 up to 54K area. I think we'll see a lot of bids starting to front run that as the next major area of support. The question is, can we get enough bids in that area? We'll see. We shall see, guys. We shall see. BlackRock doesn't get in anything to lose money. Remember that. Yep, that's right, guys. BlackRock's here, in case you forgot. And I know all those people buying at 70. It's hilarious, isn't it? When Bitcoin was 74K that day, people bought $1 billion of the Bitcoin. Net inflows. Now, probably net outflow day, because that's just human emotions. People don't want to buy value when it's on the table, right? When will the downtrend stop? I don't know. I wish I had a good answer for you, man. Wish I had a good answer for you. We need to wash out whatever needs to be washed out, whatever fear needs to be washed out, because at some point you run out of sellers. And the OGs, the whales, there's a lot of diamond handers out here who are not selling on Mt. Gox FUD, who are not selling on Germany selling their Bitcoin. But there's a lot of new people in the market who are freaking out, a lot of people who are dumping their altcoins, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so watch for a confirmation of a turnaround or strength in the market. We don't have that right now. What we have is a bunch of bleeding, a bunch of brutal candles down. So, until we find a bounce here at some point, start reclaiming some of these moving averages, it's a dicey market currently. We could go down to that 52K area. We could go even lower than that. So, just again, keep those seatbelts fastened on, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a zone of turbulence here. Once we get, whether we go down much farther or not, we will get a moment where we start to consolidate, where the selling ends and we start to build a bit of strength back. If you want to wait, for example, for a reclaim of the 200-day exponential moving average here around 58K, if we can get a daily candle close above that, that could indicate that markets are going to build a bit of strength back, that we're going to get ready for the next leg up. Okay. But obviously we're not super close to that right now. We are in the fear zone right now. It's a tough time in the market. And if you're new to the markets, I mean, I don't know what to tell you except that this shit's hard, and if you can't stand the downside volatility, then I guess you don't deserve the upside volatility when it comes, because this is all part of the crypto game. This is a wildly volatile asset class with just savage sell-offs where all kinds of pain happens all the time in this market. So anyway, guys, I think we're going to finish up there for today. It's been an awesome chat. Thanks to everybody. Almost 12,000 people on the stream today. That's absolutely insane. So thanks, guys, for coming out, talking crypto with me, sharing some thoughts here. I hope it's useful for you. Me sharing my thoughts. I've been around the market for a while. You know, I don't love seeing it. Like I said, a lot of people are losing a lot of money, and that does not make me happy. I want to see you guys winning. You know, I want my portfolio to win too, but I'm not super concerned about that. I think it'll be fine in a few weeks, few months, whatever. But guys, just try and keep your heads about you, okay? Keep the leverage down. You know, watch for some confirmation of the bleeding to be slowing down before you rush out into the market and stuff like that, okay? You probably don't need to be rushing super fast right now. You can take a bit of time, okay? Try not to panic. That's my thought. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Back on Monday. I've got a few videos for you over the weekend, which are not correlated to the insanity we're seeing right now, but I hope those videos are useful for you anyway. Anyway, thanks. Peace out. See you in the next one. Bye.